dedication to the sport of lacrosse is not a footnote for our sport. When I call it our sport, it was because his leadership and guidance instilled this concept for many of us at a very young age. In the Field of Dreams, they called it, if you build, they will come. In Tom's eyes, if you give back, it will grow. And boy, did it grow, the sport of lacrosse. His former players, 350 strong, which 28 were college All-Americans. These former players not only coached in college, won national championships in college, officiated national championships in college. They were young men guided by the dedication he instilled in us to rise to the highest level we can in the sport that was very, very new. Tom took his talent to the national level to support and grow high school lacrosse throughout the United States. There are some organizations now that think they are the ones that promoted the growth, but Tom did it in his way for no financial gain. Many of us sitting in this room today knew nothing about lacrosse if it was not for Tom Hall. How did it change your lives? He was persistent as a young coach, especially if you had him for class. As many of us came from junior high school playing other sports, Tom would say, "Ever heard about lacrosse? Think you may want to give it a try." And there we were in the halls of FM, tossing the ball back and forth, and there's a good thing there was no windows back then. His resume is 2 pages long, and it would take me 20 minutes to read. And Tom would not be very happy with me, as he was when I fouled out of a varsity lacrosse game. As a graduate of Cortland State, where many top-level coaches came from high school and college, he started lacrosse in 1964 at FM. He was locked at the hip with Al Vedder. As Al's assistant in football, many of us went from football to lacrosse as Al became Tom's assistant in lacrosse. Tom helped start the Empire lacrosse team for the Empire Games. This gave a whole nother avenue for other players all over Section 3 and not FM to showcase their talents for college coaches. Tom is a Hall of Fame inductee for 4 Hall of Fames: Cortland College, Upstate New York Lacrosse Chapter, New York State Public High School, and Greater Syracuse Hall of Fame. This is among the page of honors that he has received throughout his career. You can see what his peers thought of Tom through all these years with continual recognition. A free verse about my coach. A team can lose, any team can lose, but in a real sense, a coach never loses. For the job of a coach is over and finished once the starting whistle blows. He knows he's won or lost before plays start. For a coach has 2 tasks. The minor one is to teach skills. The second task, the major task, is to make men out of boys. It's to teach an attitude of mind. It's to implant character and not simply impart skills. It's to teach boys to play fair. This goes without saying. It's to teach them to be humble in victory and proud in defeat. But more importantly, it's to teach them to live up to their potential, no matter what that potential is. It is to teach them to do their best and never be satisfied with what they are, but to strive to be as good as they can if they tried harder. A coach can never make a great player out of a boy who is potentially great, but he can make a great competitor out of any child. And miraculously, he can make a man out of a boy. For a coach, the final score doesn't read so many points for my team, so many points for theirs. Instead, it reads so many men out of so many boys. And this is the score that is never published. And this is the score that he reads to himself, in which he finds his real joy when his last game is over. To my friend, to my mentor, to my coach, congratulations, Tom, into your induction in the FM Sports Hall of Fame. Tom Hall.
Thank you, Steve, for those kind words. First of all, I'd like to say a special thank you to my family for their love and support, to my wife Sally for her many years of hard work with the Section 3 and state lacrosse tournaments. She was a tremendous help to us. I treasured the opportunity I had to coach my son Jeffrey and my grandson Michael. To the Hall of Fame Committee, thank you very much for this honor. Congratulations to the other honorees. Many of you were very, very special to me. As a ninth grader, I watched the team play every game, and two of your members were very important. Gus Beckus and Tom Minch were our baseball coaches and became fast friends. Steve Miller, Kevin Hanlon, Greg Rinaldi, Tom Rafferty were former players of mine. It was a joy to work with so many fine young men over the years. Al Vetter and I coached together and taught together for 24 years. Al was a brother to me. To the school district, I thank you very much for the opportunity I was given, and thank you again for this great honor. Thank you.